Satou, welcome. Jeff Maglicetti with ballslife.com. Welcome to New York. When you went to Phoenix, you told Kendra Andrews of ESPN that you wanted, quote, a professional organization where there are high standards and a place where, quote, you're not setting but living up to a standard. If you took a similar approach to here, how did New York fulfill these requirements?
Yeah, I think that was a big part of the CBA negotiations this year, fulfilling minimum standards, really catering to your players and having great player relationships. And that is really what New York embodies. The Liberty have really been on the forefront with ownership of just really supplying what we as athletes need. And I've been able to observe it a little bit from a different angle, but I really know that this also aligns with my identity of wanting to be at the highest level. And that is really truly from the organizational aspect down to the players that they have on a roster. Like, you show up on time, you show up to work, and your values and standards are just like really high. Thank you, Jeff.
Hi, Satou. Grady Diaz here. I believe this is the first time that we've ever had a media welcome at a community event, so this is pretty incredible. Can you really talk about the communities that you are looking to serve and the, oh my God, I'm so sorry, and that the causes that you're passionate about and how you plan to use your voice and your platform for good?
Youth are the backbone of society, and it's honestly wonderful for me to be able to do my media day here and for them to see what actually goes on as a pro woman in sports, and just to be able to run around a little bit with them and get a little sweat before my actual workout. I knew I'm going to be competitive even with the girls, so it was good for them to see it. And I'm like, yeah, it was all sweating, and they're all like, yeah. And I remember the feeling of like not really embracing what sports means, getting out there on the court, having a run, and really like engage with other people that you might not know. So just like getting people to run that usually don't run, like it really, sports liberates you, and I just love to bring that to the youth and show them and be an example for that. So I mean, this is super dope. So yeah, I'm happy to do that, and I serve through basketball. Like my mission in life is really to unite the world through the game of basketball. And me as a global citizen, that is just truly what I do.
Hi, Satou. Noah Zimmerman. I'm with the Queens Ledger Brooklyn Star. Welcome to New York.
Hi, Noah.
I just wanted to know how you feel about just the environment at the Barclays Center and around Brooklyn. Obviously, you've seen how the Liberty have grown, the fan culture around here, and especially come playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
So just what's your take on welcoming that new fan base into your life?
I love it. New York fans are tough on you, and I love that. I embrace it, but they're also so welcoming. And the fact that I've been welcomed on the street, so embraced, like just like, hey, like welcome to the Liberty, and you really truly feel like, okay, they're talking to you, but they're talking to you as a human being. Because I don't even have my jersey on right now, but it's like, oh yeah, your family, we come to the games, we bring our kids, so you can tell it's a community thing, and it's a Brooklyn thing. And that is just so cool that it really feels intertwined, like sports, culture, but then also really community with it. So it's been amazing who's just saying hi to me, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Like, I appreciate it. It feels so direct. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Satou. Welcome. I'm Natalie Esquire with NBC Sports. I wanted to know, you've been so vocal about the CBA now that it's resolved and you see your colleagues around the league getting these contracts. How do you feel about it, and do you feel like you all are getting what you deserve?
Yes, and sky's the limit. So I feel grateful to have an amazing player leadership. Our union did an amazing job. NECA at the forefront, just the way she negotiates with calm and poise. Terry and Michael, from the union. I think we just had a great squad, and kudos to Kathy. She really wanted to make a new CBA work. She did it. It was transformational, like she promised it would be. And that is truly where she also deserves her flowers, because it shows, like, no, we are at the forefront of women's basketball and women's sports in general. Also, docking onto the NWSL, like, this is really a true wave, and I'm just so happy and honored to be part of the WNBA and to be able to ride that wave and really set the foundations, or actually continue to set it brick by brick for the future generations to come. Because, I want to see these $5 million contracts for the people that are in college right now, or in high school right now, that are dreaming of it. And you can start talking about generational wealth. You can start talking about planning for the future in different ways that Maybe Maya Moore was able to do so. And I remember I was at a tournament and Maya Moore literally told her, she was like, you guys will reap the benefits of the things that we did, and I am doing that right now. So for us to negotiate these contracts in 6 figures, that's truly life-changing.
And then one just quick follow-up. It's really, you made a decision to cut your hair for alopecia awareness. Could you just elaborate on why you did that?
Because of my best friend in the back room. She's here. That's Suni. Suni, come. No, this is great. This is actually amazing because I'm so serious about this. This is my best friend, Suni. I know this is maybe random, but she is who I cut my hair for alopecia awareness. So, yeah. I mean, you want to say something?
Yeah, I mean, when she called me and she was like, yeah. No, about you. No, because it is about you. No, we just talked about yeah, I get very emotional about it because I think everyone has a very emotional connection to hair. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter your age, doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter. Just a very, very, emotional. And obviously not seeing anyone online 10 years ago who had short hair as a woman, you know, like that was something, okay, I don't have any role models out there, and you were right there when it happened, and it was such a weird thing. And now, can you hear me? Oh, okay. And now, obviously, having my best friend sitting here, you know, such a light for so many girls and people affected by it, and you know, like the outpour of support you received, I received through your, you know, what you've been doing is just so amazing. And it's been so many girls, so many boys, so many people coming up to her, to me, just saying, oh my God, I've never seen an athlete. Oh, weird, I can't hear. Yeah, it's just crazy. I think, yeah, I was out of words. I was so emotional when she did it. And I just know she's a person who, you know, says something, then she's just, so that translates to basically everything you do. Yeah.
Thank you. I think she's the best voice to speak for this. So, yeah, thank you.
Hi, Satou. Frank DeLuca, Pix 11 News, back here.
Hi.
You already mentioned, you know, how cool it was that your media day fell, you know, intertwined with a community event. Why is it so important to connect with young kids as part of this organization now, and especially young basketball players?
Yeah. So. Okay. Like I just said, youth are the backbone of the foundation. We shape their perspective through experiences, and I think that if I can take an hour of my day and impact someone to start playing basketball or find their voice, I think I've really done a good job today. And finding your voice, being vocal, even when you're tired, is something that we learn in sports. So I love teaching that, young girls especially, like find your voice, be confident, run, like, you know, like just be free, find freeness in a game of basketball. And when it comes to, especially Gen Z, I think they're in such an interesting time in socioeconomics and culture, and they don't even know that yet to the full extent, but they're aware of a lot of things. And we have to listen to them, just have our connections with them. Kids are so important. Teenagers are so important, and the people that really funnel into colleges, we really shape their views, and it's just so important for them to sit at a table and also be heard, and I love doing that.
Hi, Satou, how you doing right here? Hi, Satou, how you doing? Kenny St. Ville with NYLF TV. I just want to speak about your selflessness, you know, to want to come and play with some other superstars, as well as, you know, coming to the Liberty on a discount. And also, I want to kind of circle back on your selflessness with what you did for your friend Suni. I got an opportunity to speak to her as well. And I just wanted to know, did shaving your head change how you see yourself in any way? And what would you say to young people, especially girls, who are struggling with confidence due to hair or other visible differences?
Questions, and I think there are 2 parts to that. Onto the question first of how it made me feel, very empowered. And it was kind of a paradox because I felt like I've never felt this feminine before in my life. Like I truly feel so powerful and elegant, although I always felt like hair is such an identity of myself where, you know, I always had the braids, the long hair, the curls, everything. It also took a lot of time out of my day, but I can experiment now in different ways and just seeing, it's almost like a new birth of myself. And I love that because I feel like I also did a lot of like inner work this past year, and also in the gym, I feel like I worked on different things. So I feel like I'm strengthening my identity through that, and it feels like a new birth for myself. And then back to the selflessness, it really was just shown by my parents and my family, you know, just doing the little things in life that can impact other people, but it's really because you want to do so. It's not, you know, when I shaved my hair, of course, I also had private reasons why I wanted to do that, but I knew it's not about myself right now. Like, let me just shine a light on my best friend who has had really a traumatic experience as a 17-year-old woman that is very different than my experience. So I just felt truly liberated, and I know that other people have different experiences by that, by forcefully having to shave their hair or losing all the hair. So I just felt like that was a good touching point for me to give something back where it's like, it's not about myself. Like, I just cut my hair, you know? Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Satou, Miles Ehrlich with Pull Up. Niara in her time here really embraced everything about Brooklyn culture, and I just wanted to know what those conversations were like with her and how long the list of recommendations for restaurants and coffee spots were from her.
Yeah, it was long. I actually need to get her maps guide now that I really think about it. But I mean, I'm super bummed, but I think it's a compliment to Niara that she was chosen to be in a different franchise. And Sandy, I already knew she's going to take my Niara, so I'm sad about it. Every time I've been walking around, the way that people talk about Niara just makes me so proud. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like continuing a legacy here. She started it, and I'm just continuing something that my little sister started, and she won a championship. She won a ring for the city, and I want to follow her footsteps. So that's truly it. But we were both bummed about it. I mean, that's just something that, you know, like as sisters, you want to play together. But I think it's a true honor that she was chosen to be a part of an expansion team and build something new, and that trust was instilled in her to be that next person. And I think it will show, like, people are going to be able to see her game more. And played alongside Stewie and JJ, and she had her opportunity. In my opinion, she won that chip, okay, with that steal. But I was there on the sidelines, and I cheered her on, and I feel like I truly had a fan experience with all the Brooklyn fans while they pursued a championship. So I just loved that, and I knew I also wanted to be here. So yeah, I'll get that maps list. Or just follow her on Instagram. She'll always post something about coffee or matcha.
Hi, Satou. Jackie Powell with the 9 Sports. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
I'm just curious if you can take us inside what this free agency period was like, because it was the quickest probably in WNBA history. And, you know, what was it like when you were getting on Zooms, you know, during those few days of the negotiation period?
Waiting and uncertainty, and I know that a lot of anxiousness was around the league too, you know, but we just had to trust our union and trust the WNBA to have the best deal. And you have to trust your agents. My agent, Zach Miller, really guided me through this free agency just like he did last year. And I mean, just kudos, like it went like this. So it was just talking to teams, knowing who you wanted, kind of also mentally preparing for, do I stay? Do I leave? Do I... like, what do I actually want to do, and where do I want to be in the future? So just really going through those questions, and then choosing the best option for yourself as a business and player.
And building off on that, you know, usually when teams make it to a WNBA finals, the idea is to run it back. So I guess just why did you want to come to the team that the Mercury beat last season in the playoffs?
The decision was also between New York and Phoenix last year. I felt like, you know, out of own ego, I had to beat New York first. And then join my friends, really truly like join my friends and people, get closer to home, Phoenix was very far away from home for me as an international player, like 9-hour time difference. I could only talk to my little brothers before practice at 6 a.m. After 2 p.m., it's over. So I think it was also a personal decision just to get closer to my own home. And, you know, I did it with Phoenix. I had a great time in that organization, and I'm really super thankful for it. But I also did only sign a 1-year contract. And I agreed to a multi-year deal here, and I really see this as a home. So I've been in New York a lot in the off season, and I love New York so much. So I think I wanted to combine private life and business a little bit more than I previously did in my career.
This is Yan Lee with Front Office Sports. Satou, other people have mentioned it, but about coming to the Liberty, playing with a lot of superstars, taking a kind of a signing contract on discount. I mean, you talked about New York as a location, but can you take me through kind of the decision to play for New York from a basketball standpoint?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I still have unfinished business with Sab. I would love to win, you know, with her, and I think it's been just such a long time since Oregon, but that is always something that we still talk about. I played with Stewie and Fenner, and I learned a lot from her. Always playing against her, you know, was such a good way of making me the player that I became today. So I love playing alongside Stewie. So that was a good decision for me, playing-wise too. You know, JJ, I've never played with her, but she's just such a force. So really having other people around me, and I know that, you know, I can be a superstar and single myself out in a different team and get that 1.2 or 1.4, but what I really wanted to do is win a championship. I think that is missing on my resume. You know, I know who I am. I know I'm a great player, but I do want that ring, and I want to do it alongside people that I trust and alongside people that I want to really compete with, and in a place that embraces sports culture in a different way. So cultural here, and I love that. So political here, and I love that too. And just like being able to really fuse all facets of my life, because I'm a very multidimensional person, and translate that on the court, because my results will always show who I am. And my my decision to play for the Liberty was definitely also one for on the court and competing for a championship.
Hey Satou, Gigi Spear back here. Congrats. Welcome to New York.
Thank you.
I'm wondering for you talked about the transformations that you've gone through personally, and you've spoken openly about faith too. How has the challenges that you've gone through, whether loss, injury, or just seasons of waiting, prepared you for this moment?
You know, when you're trapped in your own head, you have a lot of time to think about everything. And I think that, you know, in my last game, I felt like I was invisible. Like, I felt like I was an epitome of sports. Like, I felt like I was just getting going in the game 3, you know? And I had so much fun. And during tip-off, you know, playing against Asia, who's just such a good player, like, I'm like, oh, this is it. This is why I compete. Like, just having that feeling and knowing you made it to the top, not quite yet the top, but that's the final game, right? And it almost thrills me to not have that yet, because there's still something to go for and still something to chase. And I'm just so passionate about the game of basketball, but like, I had a lot of time to think about everything and my values, my priorities in life, and where I want to be in the future. So I just truly feel like I wanted to come here, like I have been saying kind of today, like to fuse everything together in my life, because New York is just so big, like, and I am big, and I think it's the perfect match. So it fits with the last months that I've just been processing everything in my life.
Hey, Satou, Doug Feinberg, the AP. Good to see you here. Congratulations on the contract.
Thank you.
How did the conversation go with Sab when you let her know that you're coming to join her in New York? I'm guessing it was a fun conversation for both of you?
Yeah, we were just both like squeaking, like, like we were on FaceTime, I think, for like 2 minutes, just like, oh my God. So that was the initial conversation, but obviously we had conversations before. And she, you know, she actually told me, she was like, yeah, well, I don't truly know everything that the front office is doing, but I know they're doing the right thing and they're gonna get the best player for us. And I loved it. I'm like, yeah, you've always been someone that keeps a P, and then at some point we knew that I'm signing, and it was great. So yeah, we were both excited.
Hi, Satou. Good morning. I'm
Hey.
Brian Florenson from Nets Daily.
Mhm.
You're joining a pretty versatile front court with JJ and Stewie, but you're
Mhm.
also playing alongside diverse wings like Leonie Fiebig and Benaji Laney-Hamilton.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself really sort of best fitting in with this group and really sort of amplifying your game here?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't mentioned Leo enough. She's such a great player. And even Benaja, too. We would always fuss against each other in the court, so I'm happy to call her my teammate finally. Nyara would always say we would get, it was really funny because we would actually get along well, but we would always get at it on the court. Like, I hated playing against Benaja. And Leo, I mean, we're national team buddies, so she's just really, truly been holding German basketball down. While I haven't competed since the Olympics, she's truly the front runner. German basketball, and I just, her and Yara, and I just love that, the player that she has become, the player that really truly impacts the game and has also been on the forefront of Liberty basketball. So I think I'm a great fit for that. I think we can use that time also to like build our chemistry together up for the World Cup coming up in Berlin this summer. So that was also something that contributed to this decision of coming here. For sure, like playing with Leo is amazing. And again, I think I have Benaja preferably on my team rather than playing against her.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Satou. Next up will be head coach Chris Marco for Coach Strong.
Thank you, everyone.